Okay, show of hands here, right? First of all, my name is Van Wooley. I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm on the board with F4J in PA. Also on the board with PA, FAC, Pennsylvania Families and Children's Equality, and a bunch of other organizations, okay? And obviously we don't have a huge group here, and there's a reason for that. But I'd like to know how many groups or states we have represented here.
New Hampshire.
We got New York, we got New Hampshire, Virginia,
California,
Massachusetts, Michigan, Pennsylvania, West Virginia,
California,
Florida, Texas, Delaware.
California.
Okay, anybody from Ohio? New Jersey? Okay, California, right? So we got about 12 to 13. Of the number of groups that we have here that would be trying to get fundraising as a nonprofit group, how many groups do we have? Is everybody here a member of F4J? Okay. Does anybody have any other groups they would like to raise attention to? Go ahead, Kevin. Dad's of Delaware, okay. I know we have PA Face from Pennsylvania.
Split in two.
Split in two.
Dads of Michigan.
Dads of Michigan.
Fatherhood Coalition of Massachusetts.
Fatherhood Coalition of Massachusetts. ACFC.
Equal Parenting Reporting.
Grandparents' Rights, Equal Parenting Reporting, okay. And there's probably a dozen or 2 dozen others, I would say, that would probably be represented here this weekend, right?
Men and Women Against Discrimination in West Virginia, and the Center for Family and Justice Incorporated, also national now, also started in West Virginia.
Center for
Family and Justice.
Families and Justice, okay. The reason I'm getting to this point here, now of all these groups here, last year, how much have any of these groups raised in funding? Has anybody raised over $1,000? Show of hands. Okay, over 10,000. Okay, good. Bob's on track. So I'm doing something up in Massachusetts. Let's watch that. Okay. Has anybody received any grant money of any kind? 0. So if everybody's waiting for that miracle money to come in, or to piggyback off another group that has a like cause or similar victim type status, CFC, anybody think they're going to get money from CFC or from United Civil Liberties Union or something else? Probably not going to happen, right? So when you think of fundraising, first of all, you have to have an ends and a goal of how much you need and why you need it for, right? Does anybody here have a goal how much they need for fundraising? No idea? Anybody got a dream what they like to have? Okay, what is that?
I would like to do fundraising to help, other parents who are doing 100%.
Yeah, but how much do you need for that?
At least
$1
$1 million.
million. That's a good goal. That's pretty good. Okay. My personal goal is over $1 billion. And I'm going to explain to you where and why, but not right now. Okay? And I actually have a plan on how we're going to get that. But most of these groups, you would say, probably could use at least 1,000, maybe 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 to properly do the recruiting, the events, the public relations, etc. And does anybody have any ideas how you do your fundraising now? Bob, you raised over 10,000. How did you do that?
Well, Fathers and Families has about a $400,000 budget in Massachusetts. Some of that comes from membership. A lot is from ongoing donations. The chairman that runs that is a doctor, and he collects money from other doctors. But we've held fundraising events, and we have some small amount of dues.
Okay, great. So obviously well connected in Massachusetts with some political supporters, right? So we all could do that. Does everybody in all your states know a bunch of doctors and groups that could donate $400,000? No. Okay. Well, we could try to share that. But basically, when it comes down to fundraising, none of us have the answer. Okay. I'm going to share some concepts and some inside when we go inside if I'm allowed to. But you have to treat fundraising as neophytes here as a business? Does anybody here want to make money? Yes. Okay. And the only difference between profit and nonprofit is how you're using the money.
How much do I have to give the government?
Hopefully we give them as least as possible. Okay? It's to support our causes. And now in today's economy, it's very hard to start any kind of business or to do any type of fundraising or to get donations from anybody is also getting much harder because there's less money out there and people are strapped, scared, running, hiding, whatever it may be, right? So we have to have some type of fundraising that is simple and painless and that is well respected by everybody. Obviously we don't have the numbers here, so you can't say, well, we're just going to go get 1,000 members and we'll just charge them a $50, $100 membership per year and there's our fundraising, right? That's not going to happen. So there are various techniques, there's various types of opportunities out there that we could capitalize on. So I'm going to share with some of them. There's other movements that a lot of other fundraising groups are already employing and very successful at. There's a lot of church groups, a lot of associations, a lot of trusts, and that's what I'm going to share with you this afternoon on some of those concepts. I'll key in on one here we just started, just to give you a teaser. Okay, there's several industries right now that are going through some major changes. You've heard of the healthcare reform, the Obamacare. Anybody a fan of that? Okay. Okay. All right, good. Very good. You've heard of the electrical deregulation. Has everybody heard of that? That's going on or about to go on? Okay. And there's other industries as well that are actually going through some huge revolutionary changes right now. And we can capitalize on some of those changes to better our organizations and also to better our communities. Okay? I'll give you one example, then I'll talk the rest inside on the videos. Okay, let's talk about electrical deregulation. We have a company that's fairly new in Connecticut, New Jersey, Maryland, and Pennsylvania that uses green energy. Basically, they sell green energy. They use wind power, okay? But they do it in a way that they save people money off their electrical bill. Very simple, okay? As a nonprofit, you could support your nonprofit by buying your electrical energy from this company, okay? I'm not going to mention names now because there's several that do this, but there's one in particular that does purely green power. Everybody likes to go green. Save 10-20% on your electric bill. And there's actually no cost, no contracts, nothing to worry about. So there's no risk to anybody. But there's a $2 per meter donation basically to the nonprofit every month as a residual income. Okay? So if you picked up 1,000 people in your community, or let's say you're a church group, or you could be an F4J organization, and you've got 15 members and they pick up 10, 15 family members and or community people, you can go from door to door. People will switch over their electric. That nonprofit cost now is getting $2 per month residual income. Okay, it doesn't take long. You can get 1,000, 2,000, 20,000, 100,000 meters. That's just one example. With very little effort, there was no money tendered by anybody. Okay, they changed their buying habits by going green, by knowing that their money, some of that money is going to a good cause. And that client is saving money at the same time. It's a win-win for everybody. So you want to think of fundraising as how can you get a residual income stream coming in that is also going to be a win-win for everybody. Okay, so there's no risk for anything. I have several solutions like that. That's just one example. Okay, does anybody have any questions on that concept? Does anybody have an extra $100 they could donate to a cause today? Nobody does. Everybody here does, right? Maybe one. We got 3 people that could donate $100. See my point? Most people have no discretionary money. They don't even, half the people can't even donate to their church right now. Forget about even tithing, all right? If you want to get a lot of people and a lot of awareness and a lot of donations, we have to do it in a way that actually doesn't take anything out of their pocket whatsoever. It's perfect, it's seamless. You could be an 80-year-old grandma, and in this case, switched your electric over to this company, and now you're supporting your grandson's cause. Do you get my point? Is anybody catching this yet? Okay. I can teach you a lot of this concept and some very easy ways for fundraising where you could get a residual income of $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month coming in with not a whole lot of effort, without hardly any investment, with hardly any risk. Okay, that's my point for right now. I'll have some demos inside if I'm allowed to set up on the laptop there. Thank you.